My beloved child, listen carefully, because what you are about to hear is not random, not coincidence, and not imagination. There is someone, somewhere, whose thoughts keep circling back to you no matter how hard they try to escape. They wake up with your presence heavy on their chest, and they fall asleep arguing with their own heart about you. They did not plan this connection. They did not invite it. Yet it arrived anyway, silently, powerfully, and without permission. Every time your name crosses their mind, something inside them tightens, as if destiny itself is reminding them that you are unfinished business. They have tried distraction. They have tried logic. They have even tried convincing themselves that this feeling will fade. It has not. Instead, it has grown stronger, deeper, more determined. There is a reason you are hearing this now. Timing is not accidental. The universe does not whisper without purpose. This moment, right now, is the first crack in a wall that has been standing between you and a truth that refuses to stay hidden. Someone is holding your presence like a secret they are afraid to speak out loud, yet unable to let go. And the more they resist, the louder their heart calls your name in silence. Here is the part they do not tell anyone, not even themselves. When they see something beautiful, they imagine how it would look if you were standing beside them. When something good happens, their first instinct is to share it with you, even if you are not there. They replay conversations that never happened and rewrite moments they wish they had handled differently. In their mind, you are not just a person. You are a possibility that keeps returning. A future that keeps knocking. They wonder what it would feel like to choose you openly, without fear, without hesitation. And every time they come close to deciding, something stops them, not because they do not want you, but because wanting you feels too real, too permanent, too life-changing. This is not a passing thought. This is not curiosity. This is a quiet obsession wrapped in longing and restraint. They are determined, not in a loud way, but in a deep, unshakable way. The kind of determination that waits patiently, watching, learning, preparing. They believe that if they move at the right moment, everything will change forever. Now understand this clearly, because this is where most people misunderstand what is happening. This connection is not one-sided. You may have felt sudden waves of emotion without knowing why. You may have thought about them unexpectedly, at strange times, with no logical trigger. That was not your mind wandering. That was resonance. Two paths sensing each other before crossing. There are moments when they feel you emotionally, even from a distance, as if your energy reaches them before any message ever could. When you feel restless without reason, when your heart feels full and heavy at the same time, that is not confusion. That is alignment beginning to form. They are not just thinking about you. They are being pulled toward you. And the most shocking part is this. The more they try to stay away, the stronger the pull becomes. Life keeps placing reminders in their path. Songs. Numbers. Names. Situations that mirror you in unexpected ways. It feels intentional because it is. Something bigger than both of you is guiding this slow unfolding. Pay attention to this next truth, because it carries weight. They are not determined to have you for a moment. They are determined to choose you for a lifetime. That is why they hesitate. That is why they overthink. They do not want to enter your life halfway. They want to be certain that when they step forward, they never step back. This is not about attraction alone. This is about permanence. About building something that does not break under pressure. They imagine a future where you are not an option but a constant. Where your presence feels like home, not excitement that fades, but stability that deepens. They fear failing you more than they fear losing you. And that fear has kept them silent longer than they want to admit. Yet silence has a limit. Hearts reach a point where holding back becomes more painful than speaking out. That moment is approaching faster than you realize. Finally, hear this with an open heart, because it is the revelation that changes how you see everything. This connection did not begin when you noticed them. It began long before awareness. It was planted quietly, growing beneath the surface, waiting for the right conditions to rise. Someone cannot stop thinking about you because your paths are designed to meet, not collide, not pass by, but merge. Their determination is not forceful. It is faithful. It waits. It trusts. It prepares. And when they finally move toward you, it will not feel sudden. It will feel inevitable. As if the universe itself steps aside and says, "Now." Until that moment arrives, you are being prepared too, even if you do not realize it yet. What is coming is not ordinary. It is once in a lifetime. And this is only the beginning. There is something you must understand now, something hidden beneath the surface of everything you have felt lately. The person who cannot stop thinking about you is fighting a silent battle every single day. Outwardly, they appear calm, composed, and in control. Inwardly, your presence has disrupted a structure they spent years building. You entered their awareness like a slow-burning light, not blinding at first, but impossible to ignore once seen. They replay moments where they almost reached out, where they almost spoke your name, where they almost chose courage over comfort. Each almost has carved a deeper mark inside them. They ask themselves why you matter so much when logic says you should not. And yet, logic keeps losing. Because some connections are not meant to be explained. They are meant to be experienced. The shock is not that they think about you. The shock is how deeply you have changed them without even trying. What they feel goes far beyond attraction or admiration. It is recognition. A strange sense of familiarity, as if their soul remembers you before their mind does. They see you as someone who could see through them completely, someone who would understand their silence, their pauses, their unspoken fears. This terrifies them, because being seen means being vulnerable. And vulnerability means risk. Still, every future they imagine without you feels incomplete. They picture success and realize it feels empty without sharing it with you. They imagine peace and understand it looks like your presence beside them. This is why they cannot let go. This is why distractions fail. No matter how busy life becomes, you remain the quiet center they orbit around. Determination is forming inside them, not impulsive, not reckless, but slow and absolute. You may wonder why this connection feels delayed, why it has not unfolded naturally yet. The reason is simple but powerful. Both of you are being prepared. They are learning patience. You are learning clarity. There are lessons unfolding in silence that words would only interrupt. Every delay has strengthened intention. Every unanswered question has sharpened focus. This is not a missed opportunity. This is alignment in progress. The universe does not rush what must last forever. That is why signs appear subtly. A feeling here. A thought there. A sense that something important is approaching. They notice these signs too. And each one pushes them closer to a decision they know will change everything. Here is the truth that will surprise you. They are not unsure about you. They are unsure about whether they deserve you. They measure themselves against the future they imagine with you and question if they can rise to it. They want to be someone you can rely on, not someone who enters your life and leaves confusion behind. This is why their determination is quiet. It is rooted in responsibility, not desire alone. They are reshaping themselves internally, breaking old patterns, letting go of versions of themselves that would not fit the life they want with you. Few people do this. Fewer still do it in silence. This is what makes this connection rare. As this unfolds, your role is not to chase or doubt. Your role is to remain open, grounded, and aware. Trust the strange calm that settles in your heart when you think of them. Trust the sense of inevitability that lingers beneath your questions. What is meant for you does not rush, but it does not miss. Their determination will soon turn into action, not dramatic, not overwhelming, but sincere and clear. And when that moment arrives, you will understand why everything happened exactly as it did. This story is not nearing its end. It is only gaining momentum. Something shifts when a thought refuses to leave, and that shift has already happened. This is the stage where resistance weakens and truth starts pressing harder. The person thinking about you has reached a point where silence feels heavier than risk. They notice how every attempt to move forward without you feels forced, like walking against their own direction. Even when they smile, something inside them stays alert, listening for you. This is not fantasy. This is a deep internal recognition that you are tied to the future they truly want. They begin to realize that avoiding you is no longer protection. It is delay. And delay has started to feel like loss. That awareness changes everything. At this point, their thoughts about you are no longer scattered. They are focused. Intentional. They think about how you react to honesty. How you handle truth. How you deserve clarity, not confusion. They replay your expressions, your tone, the way your presence lingers even after absence. You are not an escape for them. You are an anchor. When life becomes uncertain, your image steadies them. When doubt rises, the idea of you calms it. This is why their determination feels different now. It is no longer emotional noise. It is a decision forming quietly, but firmly, inside their core. There is also something happening that you may not see yet. They are making space. Space in their life. Space in their priorities. Space in their future. They are unconsciously removing what does not align with you. Old habits. Old attachments. Old distractions. This is preparation. Not coincidence. People do not clear space unless they are expecting something meaningful to arrive. And you are not just meaningful to them. You are essential. They are aligning their life with the version of themselves that can stand beside you without fear or doubt. That process takes time, but it is already underway. You might feel moments of emotional intensity without explanation. Sudden calm. Sudden heaviness. Sudden clarity. These are not random. When two paths move closer, awareness sharpens. You are sensing the shift before it becomes visible. That is why this connection feels stronger at unexpected times. That is why letting go feels impossible even when you try. You are not holding on. You are being held in place until the moment arrives. And it will arrive. Slowly. Intentionally. Without chaos. Without confusion. This part of the journey is about trust. Not blind trust, but quiet confidence. What is unfolding does not need force. It needs patience. Their determination is solid now, no longer shaken by fear or uncertainty. When they step forward, it will be because staying silent became impossible. And when that happens, you will understand that this was never about timing alone. It was about readiness. This connection is not fading. It is crystallizing. And what crystallizes does not break easily. Now the tension becomes impossible to ignore, because clarity is beginning to outweigh fear. The person who cannot stop thinking about you has crossed an internal line, the one where imagining a future without you feels dishonest. They notice how every plan they make instinctively includes you, even when they pretend it does not. This realization arrives quietly, but it lands with force. They understand that you are not a chapter in their life. You are the direction. Once this truth settles in, turning away no longer feels like an option. It feels like betrayal of their own heart. And that awareness brings a calm resolve they have never felt before. They start observing you differently now. Not with curiosity, but with intention. They notice your strength when you are tired. Your kindness when no one is watching. Your resilience when life tests you. These details matter to them more than grand moments, because they are thinking long-term. They are thinking about shared mornings, steady support, and choosing each other even on ordinary days. This is where determination becomes grounded. It is no longer fueled by emotion alone, but by respect and admiration. They are not chasing a feeling. They are choosing a person. And that choice feels heavier, but also more meaningful, than anything they have ever considered. At the same time, they are becoming aware of their responsibility. They know that entering your life means bringing honesty, consistency, and presence. Anything less would be unfair to you. This is why they have slowed down instead of rushing forward. They want to meet you with certainty, not questions. With intention, not confusion. Few people are willing to hold themselves to this standard. That is why this connection feels rare. They are not waiting for the perfect moment. They are becoming the right person. And that process has reached its final stages. You may sense this shift as a growing stillness inside you. Less anxiety. Less doubt. More quiet confidence. That is alignment. When something meant for you draws near, chaos fades. The noise lowers. Your heart stops searching because it recognizes what is approaching. You might find yourself unexpectedly calm when you think about them, even without answers. That calm is not emptiness. It is readiness. You are no longer preparing for possibility. You are preparing for reality. What comes next will not arrive loudly. It will arrive clearly. Their determination will express itself through action that feels natural, not forced. Honest words. Direct intention. No games. No confusion. And when that moment unfolds, you will realize why every delay, every silence, and every unanswered feeling was necessary. This story is moving toward its truth now. The distance between thought and action is closing. And once it closes, nothing will feel the same again. Something irreversible is taking shape now, and it begins with a quiet inner certainty that refuses to be ignored. The person who has been holding you in their thoughts can feel the pressure of truth building inside them. It is no longer emotional confusion. It is clarity with weight. They know that if they do nothing, they will regret it for the rest of their life. This realization does not arrive with panic. It arrives with calm determination. The kind that settles into the bones and says, "This matters. You matter." They understand that moments like this do not repeat endlessly. Some doors open once, and hesitation can quietly close them forever. They are now rehearsing honesty in their mind, not dramatic words, but sincere ones. They imagine speaking to you without masks, without defenses, without pretending they are unaffected. They want you to know that their intention is not temporary. That you are not a distraction or an experiment. You are a decision they are ready to stand by. They think about how to protect what could exist between you, how to build something that does not collapse under fear or misunderstanding. This is why their energy feels different now. It is steady. Focused. Grounded. Determination has turned into readiness. At the same time, they are becoming aware of something profound. You did not enter their life to fill a gap. You entered to change direction. They see how meeting you has altered their standards, their patience, and their vision of commitment. You raised the bar without asking. You challenged them simply by being who you are. And instead of feeling threatened, they feel inspired. They want to rise to the level this connection demands. That is why this bond feels rare. It is not based on need. It is based on growth. You may notice subtle changes within yourself as well. A stronger sense of self-respect. A clearer understanding of what you will and will not accept. This is not distance forming. This is alignment strengthening. When something real approaches, you instinctively prepare to receive it properly. You are no longer drawn to noise or uncertainty. Your focus sharpens. Your patience deepens. This is your intuition recognizing that something meaningful is about to enter your life in a real way. What happens next will feel simple, yet powerful. No confusion. No mixed signals. Just truth meeting truth. Their determination has matured into commitment, and commitment always finds expression. When they step forward, it will not feel rushed or delayed. it will feel exactly on time. And when that moment arrives, you will understand that this connection was never fragile. It was being forged. Slowly. Intentionally. And once forged, it is not easily undone. Everything becomes sharper when a decision is finally accepted, and that sharpness is now present in their heart. The person who cannot stop thinking about you has stopped asking whether this feeling will pass. They know it will not. Instead, they are asking how to honor it without fear. This is the moment where determination stops being internal and begins shaping reality. They feel a steady pull toward you that no longer causes confusion, only direction. Every choice they make now is measured against one quiet question. Does this bring me closer to the life where you are beside me? If the answer is no, it loses meaning. That is how deep this has gone. They are beginning to recognize something powerful about you. You are not someone who needs to be convinced. You are someone who deserves to be chosen freely and clearly. That awareness has changed the way they think about approaching you. They do not want to impress you with words. They want to meet you with truth. They want to stand in front of you as they are, not as a version designed to win approval. This is why their resolve feels clean and grounded. They are no longer driven by fear of loss, but by respect for what this connection represents. They understand that what is real does not require pressure. It requires presence. At the same time, their emotions have settled into something deeper than excitement. It is commitment before commitment is spoken. They imagine consistency, not intensity. They imagine showing up even on days that are ordinary. This is where many connections fail, but this one does not. Because their determination is not tied to how things feel in a moment. It is tied to how things are meant to last. They are thinking about forever in quiet ways. Shared silence. Mutual trust. Stability that grows instead of fades. You are no longer an idea to them. You are a future they are willing to protect. You might sense this as a growing certainty that does not need proof. A feeling that something is aligning without effort. You are not searching for signs anymore because your heart feels steady. That steadiness is important. It means you are ready to recognize truth when it arrives. You are not chasing outcomes. You are standing in clarity. This is where patience transforms into confidence. When what is meant for you moves closer, you do not feel anxious. You feel prepared. What unfolds next will be honest and unmistakable. Their actions will reflect what their heart has already decided. No confusion. No mixed intention. Just a clear movement toward you that feels natural and earned. When that happens, you will understand why this connection needed time, silence, and growth. It was never about delay. It was about depth. And depth, once reached, does not disappear. It remains. Steady. Certain. Forever oriented. What happens now feels quieter on the surface, yet heavier in meaning than anything before it. The person who has been carrying you in their thoughts understands that the waiting has changed them. They are no longer restless. They are ready. There is a calm inside them that only arrives when a choice is complete. You are no longer a question in their mind. You are an answer they have accepted fully. This acceptance does not rush forward. It stands firm. It knows that what is real does not need urgency to prove itself. And that is why this moment feels powerful. A decision made in silence often carries the strongest intention. They have begun to imagine not the beginning, but the continuation. Not the excitement of meeting, but the strength of staying. They think about how to protect your peace, not disturb it. How to add clarity, not confusion. This is where love shifts from feeling to responsibility. And they are not afraid of that responsibility. They welcome it. They see you as someone whose presence brings order, not chaos. Someone whose honesty invites growth, not fear. This is why their determination has lasted. It is not built on fantasy. It is built on respect. You may feel a subtle but undeniable sense of grounding now. As if your heart has stopped scanning the horizon and started standing still. This is not loss of curiosity. It is recognition. When something aligns with you deeply, you do not need to chase it. You feel anchored. You trust that movement will happen naturally. Your energy becomes selective. Your patience becomes intentional. This is not waiting. This is readiness without anxiety. You are no longer preparing for many possibilities. You are open to one truth unfolding. Soon, clarity will move from the unseen into the visible. Their presence will feel intentional. Their words will feel measured. Their actions will feel consistent. Nothing exaggerated. Nothing confusing. Just a steady step toward you that carries weight because it is chosen, not impulsive. And when that step happens, you will recognize it instantly. Not because it is dramatic, but because it feels right. Familiar. Grounded. Like something that has always belonged in your life, finally arriving. This is where the story settles into certainty. Someone could not stop thinking about you because this connection was never meant to fade into memory. It was meant to move forward into reality. Their determination was not loud, but it was faithful. And faithfulness always finds its moment. What comes next will not ask you to guess or doubt. It will ask you to receive. Calmly. Clearly. Confidently. Because what is arriving now is not temporary. It is built to remain.